Hello fellow cinephiles, Film Guru here. Today I'm going to continue on my top 5 of each genre. So last time I did horror, this time I'm doing sci-fi. Okay, let's jump into it. So number 5 on my list is Contact. This was a film directed by Robert Zemeckis and starred Jodie Foster and Matthew McConaughey. Contact is fantastic. The idea of space, I love space movies, I love the concepts in it. Jodie Foster's brilliant as usual. Zemeckis does some really great visual effects, really fascinating film. And it was written by Carl Sagan, who'd written the book, and then they made the film based upon that film. So that's why it's one of my favourite of this sort of genre, from the sci-fi genre. Number 4 is Star Wars. Now look, growing up as a kid, I've seen the 4, 5 and 6, New Hope, Return of the Jedi, Empire Strikes Back. I've seen these films many times. And I even used to have Star Wars taped off TV on a VHS and used to watch it over and over again. What can I say? This is such a fantastic film, the original Star Wars: A New Hope. George Lucas did a fantastic job making this space opera that everybody thought was a bit odd and wouldn't do very well, and went on to become a great and fantastic film. Like, it had all these really great actors in it and great characters, and it's such a wonderful world he created. Darth Vader is such a great villain. I love the sort of 70s feel of it. I love the spaceship. I like the look of it, the practical effects they used, and the visual effects weren't too bad. They were using models, old school models, which I absolutely love. And one of my favourite sci-fis of all time, and it's a film I go back to many times. Number 3 has to be Stanley Kubrick's 2001 Space Odyssey. This film is absolutely amazing. It looks fantastic, the music's great, it really sucks you into the world. He's created a fascinating and realistic world of space. The spaceships are really great. There's a lot of slow motion with things moving in space, which would obviously be reality. He outdid himself with this film, which Kubrick always did. But he designed the Earth from never seeing any pictures of it. He just designed a concept for it. And space, the way he created space was fantastic. It was so believable. He was ahead of his time in that. And to make a spaceship around one, and have some great music, classical music come on, and just seeing this character running around, it's just such a fascinating thing. And how the computer system that takes over and tries to kill the two guys, like, that's such a great and interesting concept, and very ahead of its time. Look, it is a little slow of a film, but that's the beauty of it. It sucks you in. You want to go on this journey, and you're following these characters, and you're just blown away by the visual effects. Visually, it is astonishing what he's accomplished here. And it's a film I've watched many times, and I go back to over and over again. I love the colours, I love the ideas in it, and the concepts. I like the ending of it too, which is sort of, you don't really know what's going on, but he sort of appears in his suit, and then you see him as an older man, then you see him dying, and then he's reborn as this space child out in space, this massive baby and this sort of thing. And it's still astonishing to watch now, and this was a film made so long ago. It's just a wonderful and fascinating film, and one of my favourite Kubrick's films. And it's just astonishing what he accomplished, and it really inspired Christopher Nolan for Interstellar as well, I think. So this is definitely a must. If you haven't seen this, I highly recommend it. Okay, number 2 on my list is Cloud Atlas. I absolutely love this film. I think it's absolutely fantastic. It's brilliantly made. The visual effects are fantastic. It really sucks you in. I'm just blown away by what the Wachowskis created with this. And it's based upon a book and tells many storylines that all sort of combine together, and it talks about through time how things can change, and reincarnation, and has a variety of different stories. They brought on another director who did Run Lola Run, and they all directed together in these great sort of sequences. And they had actors, Tom Hanks, Halle Berry, Jim Broadbent, all these sort of actors playing multiple characters through different times and eras. And it just blows me away. It's just so much about life. Visually looks fantastic. The stories are great, and how they intertwine. All the stories intertwine in small ways. To me, is a masterpiece, and is probably besides The Matrix, one of their best films in my opinion. And I'm really blown away by it every time I watch it, and I draw a lot from it. And it's definitely worth being on my list. My number one favourite sci-fi film of all time has to be Interstellar. Christopher Nolan outdid himself with this film. This to me is a true masterpiece. He brought on Kip Thornton, who was a scientist, who really brought realism and great ideas to this and tried to make it as realistic as he felt it could be for the subject matter and the time and the period. McConaughey is absolutely fantastic. Besides Dallas Buyers Club, this is one of his best performances. He's just fantastic in this and really suits the character. Just visually, it is mind-boggling. The science in it is fantastic. The visuals are brilliant. They suck you in. It looks fantastic. It's eye candy for any sci-fi fan or space fan. And I just really thoroughly enjoy it. There's a spiritual element to it. There's a lot of deepness and philosophical questions that are being asked, and ideas about space and time and humanity and what's important, and should we stay on Earth and fight for our survival, or should we leave the planet and go somewhere else and start again? But if we do start again, are we going to destroy that planet as well? It just asks very interesting and fascinating questions, and like I said, is Christopher Nolan's best film, and I was so impressed with what he accomplished here, and it definitely deserves to be at number one on my top 5 of sci-fi films. Anyway, that's all from me today. If you've enjoyed what you've heard here, please hit subscribe down the bottom. Otherwise, until next time, enjoy the movies.